The world was not always as we know it now. Once, there was magic in the land. Once lollipops grew, and children flew, and cities could rise from the ground like a field of corn. Love followed us like a puppy. It was all we knew. But then the skies and the colors changed, and the darkness came. And the SkyFighter, protector of the castle guard, became a prisoner to the evil that relentlessly tried to invade its walls. Below, in the green waters of the ocean, at first, life went on as usual. But along the shore of the castle moat, trouble was rising to the surface. A navigator from the Land of Pie disturbed the waters where 3 Avengers of the Deep lay sleeping, and they did not take kindly to the invasion. Soon after, the stickmen of Castle World began itching for a fight, and they went looking for one. The evil swooped after them, cackling with delight. And in the place of the true castle guard came the castle cold of the changed world. Outside it seemed the same, but inside there was a monster. The monster wore pretty colors. It generously offered food and drinks, and it never mentioned the cost of the bill. But what it took in exchange was all of the color of the land and all of the smiles. And the people began being mean to each other and acting in a most unfriendly way. And the SkyFighter looked down from his lonely guard. "I must drive the monster away," he said, "or all will be lost." The next morning, the sun rose upon a world that had already changed. Even the colors of the trees had suddenly become restless, and the animals were fearful, for within them, a strange new hunger raged. And as the SkyFighter flew over the forests and villages, it soon became apparent that nothing here was the same. In the village of Basketball, the day began at first with a friendly game of hoops. But when a team from Paintball City stormed the court and a giant mouse arrived, the bull got scared and turned into a butterfly. And the SkyFighter continued across mountains that had changed from stone to rainbow sherbet. And at the center of it all sat the monster. The people no longer feared the monster. They saw it now as their friend and provider. It was clear that something had to be done at once, but what? The SkyFighter decided to seek out the kingdom's most brilliant scientist. And the scientist welcomed them, but could not help. "My bunnies are refusing to eat their greens and will eat only candy," she cried. "They are bouncing off the walls." In fact, the bunnies bounced clear into the next-door neighbor's garden and soon ran away, which was just as well. Everyone who came near the neighbor seemed to become covered with bugs. The world became stranger and stranger. The SkyFighter found a path away from the garden and set out to return to the castle cold, but a guardian of the hills warned him, "Be careful, the trail that leads there is no longer safe." And indeed, the way had become swallowed in darkness. But then suddenly, through the mist, a figure appeared. It was the SkyFighter's brother and his fearless pet. "Meet with me at the gathering hill," he said, "and bring everyone you can find. I know what we must do." And so the SkyFighter set out to gather the people of the kingdom. It was a difficult task. No one would stop arguing long enough to listen. No! Pet had better luck in the forest. When its beacon light began to glow, the animals came. They were afraid, but they listened and spoke long, long into the night. And when the sun rose, they set out for the gathering hill. "We will help Pet," they said, "for we are all in danger now." In the darkness of that same night, others too heard the call. The robot clan, which had stood dreaming in silence for centuries, was awakened by Pet's penetrating light, and their powerful forms rose from the earth with their minions, cheering them on. Skybro, alit by the side of the ocean, and summoned the creatures of the seas. "Come, mermaids and sirens," he called, "to the shore by the gathering hill. Come, whales and walruses, bring all you can find. The time has come for action." And those who missed the call were sorry indeed. When the SkyFighter arrived at the gathering hill, he was afraid that their efforts had been in vain. No one was there. But soon the Skybro appeared. "What news have you, my brother?" he cried. Skybro scanned the horizon before him. "I see nothing," he said. But then Pet arrived. "They will soon be here," he cried. And in fact, as he spoke, the people of the kingdom were coming. And throughout that long night, there were many passages, and each one was carried by the light of a hope. And fireflies, butterflies, blue flies, and bees all fluttered and hummed in their wake. And when the Queen of Rivers opened her gates, even the fishes from the water were carried by the song. And as the sun rose on the gathering field that morning, the SkyFighter and his brother saw that a huge crowd had amassed. Every land in the kingdom had come, but those who rose to the forefront first were from the land of violent solutions. The 5 overlords of the land made drastic proposals, shouting as they rose, each one annihilating, smashing, and pounding down the one before, until even the dragons rose from their sleep and jumped snarling into a quarrel. But a voice cried, "Stop! I've heard this talk before. It always comes to no good. Violence cannot destroy the monster. Violence only feeds the monster." "She's right," said Skybro. "This hold on you has become too strong. The only way to break it now is to refuse his food." But at that, the people were horrified. His food, not his food! That food was their only source of pleasure now. They couldn't imagine life without it. "But that's how he's got you see, squeaked Pet. You need him. And as long as you hunger, you will never be free." And suddenly, they did see. And a change took hold and began to spread throughout the kingdom. From the fish in the water, to the mountains above, from the fields to the forest, from the conflict that was, something new blossomed, as bright as the sun. "From now on, you can grow your own gardens," said Skybro, "and return to your own kitchens. There's more than enough. Just share." And so they did. And this time, when the monster called from a distant hill, they did not hear him. And so the journey back began. The SkyFighter and his brother watched from above as the people returned to their lands, and it seemed that the world was as it was before. "Is he gone?" asked the SkyFighter. For now," said Skybro. "But we must keep careful watch. He is never far." And so we come to the world as we know it now. A place that can be dark, but the sun always rises, then falls again in the sky, so that the moonlight can shine. Not everything is what it seems. We can all be fooled by our wishes and our dreams, by the colors and the magic of the party lights. Yes, danger can come in a pretty disguise. And in the sweetest of lies, a monster can hide. But false things fall away when we open our eyes. And in the end, we are the ones who decide what we let fall away, and friends we keep by our side. Because if we stand together, no matter what happens, we can build something better. Whatever we go through together. And the SkyFighter? He is never far.